And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude, and Fred, you look like you were getting some curls in there in Cincinnati or wherever you are.
I'm in Florence. I'm officially in Florence, Kentucky, and it's pump day, isn't it?
It's pump day already, man. Time is flying. We had our first baseball game in Spartanburg while you were out of the area.
Well, let me tell you something. My youngest was there with my in-laws and called a baseball.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What did they think of the experience last night? Did they enjoy it?
Hadn't talked to him.
Oh, okay. But he called a baseball, so I'm sure he loved that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they sent us a picture, of course.
Oh yeah. Well, and I've got a few videos here from the balcony. I'll have plenty of times to do that. Fireworks show last night. Shot the fireworks up, and so I got a picture from my balcony of the AC hotel and some fireworks going. It was cool there in Spartanburg. Yeah. Quick story about my dad, and if you know my dad, super nice guy. We were at a Greenville Braves game, and a foul ball. We were young kids, and younger than your boys, and that foul ball came up, and I saw my dad, the effort that man was willing to go to get that ball in order to give to us kids, and that's what that made me think about. Greenville it was the Greenville Braves back then. But good job, Dad. He got the ball. He had to throw a couple of elbows like he was getting position for a rebound. So
I also have a story.
Yeah.
Last night we were at the Cincinnati Reds game, and a foul ball came flying up right to the section that we were, and all the kids jump up, but at the end it tapers off, and somebody's grandma gave it her best effort to catch that flying baseball, but it's almost like it was just 6 seconds too late to grabbing it. That baseball hit her in the forehead, and then she got to hear,
just a little delayed reaction from Grandma.
She had to go hang out in the nurse's station for a couple of innings.
Oh man, yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we so man, that's good though. If you're in a position for somebody to get hurt like that, then that's a pretty decent situation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody wants a baseball flying at their face.
They really do, or a bat. That would be fun too. But hey, super excited about having this downtown because it's that energy, it's that momentum, it's that enthusiasm, and that's why we do this show live 7:55 every single weekday morning. Russ Hammond comes in here. Good morning, Russ. Before he gets going, I'm gonna see you on Friday, Russ, and we're going to talk about.
Is he picking you out a special pair of shoes or something?
I hope so. I hope. Don't do that. If I say that Russ is the kind of guy, I said I like that hat, and he gave me the hat. But I was going to say I hope he brings me a pair of shoes. Just kidding, Russ. I don't. I wear too many suits to have a pair of boots right now.
Oh, whoa! Not the boots I saw. Russ, bring him the boots.
The boots. Dun, 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 the boots. But we do this every single weekday morning. We had a couple of guests this week, kind of some random. We didn't anticipate these guests, but we ended up having guests. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, well, isn't that the way our life goes?
Yes.
It's pretty random. Somebody will show up in your life, and are you ready to take care of business when they show up?
Hey, absolutely. I love that. And I got to, were you going to say something else about that?
No.
I got to thinking about, and I'm seeing it so much. I'm talking to a lot of different, what I call pawns or boxes, different groups of people. And when we hear somebody's name in another box, I've got this thing. If you hear somebody in your network, you hear their name, keep that energy going. You know, if we
Yeah.
think, hey, I heard your name, go ahead and send a text message to that person. I call it pinging the nodes. But the more communication that we have with all of the people in our network, the more energy that is there. And so the more information that's exchanged, the more times we say, hey, man, I heard your name. Or, you know, we all know how we feel when we get a text from somebody that they're in a good mood, something good. I love it. Something good happened. They hit me with it. I'm in a good mood now. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the energy of everybody. So that's what the goal is here. Get your mind right for a great day, and we do this in order to help us.
Quote of the day. Quote of the day.
Quote of the day. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Huh, maybe not.
I want to show you something real quick.
Yeah,
While
do
you
it.
think of that quote,
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what it means to you. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. Oh, hold on. Oh, and that is the image that I have to say I sent that to you this morning. And this, it's funny because sometimes the way that we hold our body, and we'll get to the quote, folks. I haven't forgotten. I know you're on your pins and needles for it, but the way you hold your body, including your mouth, and that's why I default to the slight, you know, you gotta hold that smile on your face. If you don't, the mouth tends to droop. So the picture that I sent you, so that we're clear here, the picture that I sent you was a picture that of me that you sent me that looked just like that dog.
Yeah,
And
because
that's Gary Delaney's dog. What's that?
occasionally we see each other maybe making a mistake. Hey, you're not smiling. You got this mannerism. You say right 17 times during a 15-minute show.
Right?
We just like to bring it to the other person's.
Oh no, I lost my friend Fred, and that's not good. I hope he comes back because I sure do need him. There he is. Yeah. No, keep going. I like where you were going with that.
Well, it's just to get better.
Yeah. Hey, you know, it does. It's the on your mouth, you know, that are in your teeth. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Finally got my quote of the day up. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. What you think?
I think I like that. What is the purpose of an argument?
Ego. Make ourselves feel better. We need to have somebody else be wrong, then that makes us right. And so we want to argue to show and to reassure ourselves that we are right. So we need that reassurance. We need them to be wrong to make sure that we're right. That's why we hear when something is something completely different than we want to hear. It's like it's nails on a chalkboard.
Do you think the past 10, 15 years, there's been more of an emphasis on you're right, I'm wrong, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong?
There seems to be more, you know, kind of lines drawn in the sand of things that we could argue about.
Yeah.
Maybe it has to do with things like Twitter, you know, the ambiguity of who is this person on Twitter or X or whatever we want to call it. It really allows people to take the gloves off. There's no social mask.
Yeah.
And so I think that things escalate quickly. It's very similar, as I've mentioned before, it's very similar to the dynamic in road rage. We get mad at people because we're just mad. We don't need to know who it is. It's just a human being. And to me, that's what makes this sorts of things, like you see the fallacy. You see through what's actually happening. You're not mad at anybody. You're mad at this thing that represents something. You know, it's just a digital profile that's saying things that make you angry. But it happens to everyone. I'm saying these things, and it's not like I'm immune to it. It's just looking at it is just it's a waste of time. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it, and that's not an easy thing to do. But what I want to talk about right now is this right here.
Get ready. It's time for the 2-minute skill.
Oh,
So
you got
we've got
something good, don't you?
I kind of got something that I was enjoying. We've only got 5 or 6 minutes to get through this, but this was The Diseases of Attitude, Jim Rohn. And what I did is it just took a look at these. So I'm going to flip to another screen here. So if you put up a question mark, I will not see it. Indifference. Indifference is the first disease of attitude. And these are normal. He called them normal, but not successful diseases of attitude. Number 1, indifference. Indifference shows up in lack of interest or effort. At work, it's disengagement. Stagnation in relationships, it's neglecting meaningful connections, it's shallow interactions. The opposite of indifference, enthusiasm.
Ooh.
The opposite of indifference is enthusiasm. The second disease of attitude, indecision. Indecision. We know what that is. Hesitation, paralysis by analysis. We think about it before we make that call. We investigate that company up one side and down the other. Eventually, we got to make the call.
Does indifference lead to indecision?
Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. And the opposite, decisiveness. And so when I was reading these, I was thinking about, of course, the difference in me. Like, there's really a polarity of there. If we find ourselves doing one, we strive for the other. So the opposite of indecision, decisiveness. This is a big one for me. I am indecisive, and so if we can just decide on something and just start going, then we're good. Another one that shows up for me,
I second that.
Doubt shows up in all sorts of things, and we keep thinking about it. Opposite of doubt, confidence. The other one, number 4, worry. Worry is an excessive concern about the future. It can affect your health, anxiety, insomnia. It can paralyze productivity. The difference of worry, or the opposite, optimism. Optimism focuses on possibilities and solutions. Possibilities and solutions. It's maintaining hope despite setbacks. Maintaining hope, staying productive at work, approaching relationships with a trust-first attitude. Over caution. Number 5, over caution, excessive fear of risk. The opposite, courage. Got to be courageous. And we're going to keep going so we can talk about these. 6, pessimism, where it shows up. Expecting the worst. Expecting the worst. We all know that. These are times that we can apply so many of these. Pessimism, expecting the worst. What does positivity do? It sees challenges as opportunities. Whatever happens, we find a way to flip it on its head and work and make it work for us. And then number 7.
So was the opposite positivity?
Yeah. So the opposite of pessimism is positivity. And finally, number 7, the one thing that we can all control, complaining, where it shows up. Constant dissatisfaction. Constant dissatisfaction. If you cannot make somebody happy, if they're constantly complaining, there's nothing more that will drain you and the folks around you. What is the opposite of that? Gratitude. You start showing gratitude and you flip it on its head. And so when I started watching myself for complaining. That was the one thing. I think those are all, I love it. I can't do it justice. If you've ever seen The Diseases of Attitude presentation by Jim Rohn, that's why I started watching him. But I forgot what I was going to say. Fred, where's your mind?
Well, here's what I would say is we just hit enthusiasm, be decisive, be confident, optimism, courage, positivity, and gratitude. Today, I want somebody, when you have to make a decision, be decisive, because that drives people crazy around you. I don't know. Don't wait on somebody else today. Make the decision. Be decisive. Have some courage for once on today.
And there you go, folks. All right, have a good one. We will see you live 7:55 tomorrow morning. Let's roll.